All right. Well, I was just in the bathroom, and that's where, I always get my best ideas and my best work. And I was thinking for this next segment, I was going to do what I said I didn't want to do, which is do my next podcast segment live on Instagram. All right. So I really wanted something new to do on Fridays, and I thought, good morning, Digital Bouquet. I really thought it might be fun on Fridays to work into my podcast, which I am actively recording right now, which is kind of weird for me, to pull some cards live for my friends. Because I want Friday to be all about the F's, the good F's this time, right? Friends, flowers, foraging. What are some other good F's? Because usually I say hey, welcome to Friday, TGI F off, right? We're going to change that this year. We're going to change that. So, good morning. How are you? We are going to pull a few cards for everyone or for specific people from a few of my favorite decks, the Magic of Flowers. I also have the Oracle of the Essences and this gem, the Soul Flower. So anyways, if you can join me live on Fridays, Spirit kind of infused this idea to me, and I was like, I don't think this is a good idea, but it's early. Who's going to be up at 8 o'clock in the morning? Do I really want my face on? You know the song and dance. But then I thought to myself, yeah, let's do it. Let's pull some cards together, and I will record the podcast as I'm doing both. So anyways, I am completely multitasking right here. So whether you're listening now or you're listening later, welcome. So first we'll start off with the Magic of Flowers. So if anyone has a specific question, go ahead and ask. We'll ask the decks. For next week, if you want to give me a question before Friday, you can either DM me or comment somewhere or call into the radio app, the Anchor Radio, and you can leave a message. So anyways, it's been a great week here at Ho. It has been a great week at Ho, for me anyways. It's been a really great week for me. Hopefully it was good for you too. I'm going to listen back to some of the stuff this weekend because just so much was covered for me between dandelion, abundance, the trees, the tarot. It just was really, really, really amazing. So I want to pull some cards today for my friends, and I think I'll start off with the Soul Flower. I think I'm going to pull one for everyone, just kind of collectively, where we're at, and see what kind of messages people need or want to hear. So I saw that Lisa Estabrook, I follow her on Facebook. Good morning, Kathy. We're live and recording the podcast at the same time. I know, it's good to see you too. So she has done so much inner work, so much good work with this Soul Flower deck. Incredible. She keeps expanding her journey and sharing it with everybody. Hold on, there's a cord. There's a cord in front of the comments. So Kathy is here giving me the heart eyes. Thank you so very much for being here. We're going to pull cards on Friday live while I record it in the podcast too. So it's like just one of those ideas that came in while I was on the toilet. And I was like, well, it must be a good idea then, because this is when that divine inspiration happens. Literally as I'm letting go, releasing, the good energy comes in. It's like Spirit's like, we need to get Sadie a message. Just wait till she uses the bathroom. She listens then for whatever reason. Digital Bouquet sending me some beautiful flowers. This week I mentioned, I think on Tuesday, on Tarot Tuesday, about the people who have reached out to me, sent encouragement, sent love, and how much it means to me. And you are one of them. Both of you are one of them. And I appreciate you so, so much. So let's pull one of these cards, like for us, like just one card to kick it off. And then if you would like either a Magic of Flowers card, I think I'll pull you each one of those, and then we'll end with one of the Oracle of the Essences and get an affirmation. So if you have a specific question, Kathy or Digital Bouquet, go ahead and ask it. If not, I'll just leave it up to the universe to bring you in a message. And like I said, for next week, anyone who missed out on this live, you can submit a question beforehand, and then you just listen to it in the podcast. So the podcast is still recording over here. It's kind of weird. It's just ticking away. All right, let's get a message from the Soul Flowers. I love live streaming. It totally increases my energy, like right off the bat, because it makes me nervous. And boom, sometimes being nervous is good. Sometimes doing something unfamiliar is good. Putting ourselves in a situation where we have to see ourselves is good. Every once in a while. Like every once in a while. Maybe you could ask about how to send peace to people. Good question. Well, and as you're asking that, people living with lots of anger. As you're typing this in real time, I am pulling this. So is it okay if we instantly bring in the rose? Love. It's the answer for everything, isn't it? Love, love, love. But I will tell you that this week I had a personal experience with somebody who was very, 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 very angry and wanted to like take it out on me, even though it really didn't have anything to do with me. This anger was within them. And the technique that I use for people who are angry or that I need to forgive is I picture them, and then I picture them surrounded in white light. Speaking of light, I gotta turn this down a notch. It's like I was too bleached out there for a second. So I took this person and I held him in my mind, his angry illusion that he was stuck in his mind. And I just smothered that mother trucker with white light in the kindest way that I know how. I just lit him afire with white light and felt like a warm energy of unconditional love that like a mother would have for her child, that the Creator has for all of us. And but yeah, we can ask the cards that for sure. What else we can do to send peace to people who are living with lots of anger. But the white light, ooh, it's so good. The white light is so good to just see them surrounded. And so if like I do that, if like I'm having trouble forgiving somebody, I just put that white light all around them. And then it really does get easier. For whatever reason, it gets easier. So our first card for my friends today, for us on Friday, TGIF, forgiveness. We need to think of some more F things, is joy. Rose is comforting and soothing, infusing your heart and soul with gratitude and joy and helping you to stay centered and loving to yourself and others when it is needed most. Rose reminds you to be open to sweetness, to be open to the sweetness of life, and supports your personal growth, whatever the conditions surrounding you may be. And that is one of our affirmations this week from Dandelion. I am able to adapt to any situation. And Rose is saying that she supports us, she supports you, your growth, whatever the conditions may be. So I am able to adapt to any situation. I am able to adapt to any conditions. I am able to shine light, love, joy, comfort, and harmony in any situation. And it's a challenge, but it can be done. And the more I practice this in my life, the more that I see that I react less. I react less and just consciously respond more with love. And if I can't summon love quite yet, I at least tap into like indifference. And indifference always seems like a word that's like kind of like rude, like you don't care. But when you're trying to not respond anger to anger, indifference is a lifesaver, right? The ability to detach and remove yourself emotionally is a freaking lifesaver. So anyways, our flower friend to get us started is rose. This is a really pretty rose, like the wild kind that you would see, not the cultivated emoji roses, but this is like the actual ones that you might find out on your walk or in an old-fashioned garden. It's beautiful. I hope to connect with rose more this summer. Absolutely. And there's a nice rose hip behind that rose. So beautiful. All right. So that's a great question. Kathy, do you have a specific question we can ask? We will ask our questions to this deck by Tess Whitehurst, The Magic of Flowers. So thanks for joining me live on Instagram. I never went live here before, so this is a new thing, a new thing to do in 2020. I thought about going live on Facebook because Ho has a Facebook page, and then I thought, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. I just felt like it was a no. Mainly because there might be people that I know in real life that show up. I was like, don't do it. They probably didn't even listen to your podcast. Because a lot of my friends and family, I invited them to like the Ho page, and they liked it out of to be nice, right? But they don't even listen to my podcast. So they won't even know what I'm talking about. So I thought, you know what? Just go over to Instagram, and you might only have a couple people, but at least they'll be the ones that listen in. All right, so let's ask that question. Digital.bouquet is asking this card deck a beautiful question that like we literally all could benefit from, because we all know someone who is living with lots of anger. Hopefully it's not us, but if I could just interrupt myself for a second. Last night, those full moon energies that crashed me into the shoreline, because I had been riding the wave of being happy and high and getting excited to make my full moon wish. Well, as ebb and flow goes, as ebb and flow will go, that high had to come crashing down at some point. And dang, did I feel it. And it felt like sadness to me, but it was a complicated sadness because it showed me that there are some residual places where I have some anger to clean up with ending my relationship in my real life. This week especially, he really threw me some love challenges and some moments where I was like, wow, I might actually get angry with you. Right? Like that look. And it occurred to me that I don't really have an outlet for this anger if I'm trying not to put it towards him. So yeah, it was a good moment for me to surround my own ass with white light, and just let myself feel it, let myself feel the frustration, feel the anger, and feel the sadness that I think I was feeling because, one, so many parts of my life are ending, which is sad, but that means so many new beginnings are going to be able to start, which is good. But you have to be real about it and just feel the sadness for what it is. So anyways, shout out to the full moon. It always takes me for a really good ride, whether I want it or not. And it's just something I got to deal with. All right, so Rose is saying, feel your feelings, get into your heart space, but always remember to come back to your joy. And Digital Bouquet asked, how to send peace to people who are living with lots of anger. So the one that just tripped off the bottom of the deck, and then we'll look at the top of the deck, is Narcissus. And this is all a message of self-love. Self-love. So, and you're like, well, what does that have to do with anybody else? Well, the more love that we feel inside ourselves, and the more we are able to project out onto others. So I think like when someone's living with a lot of anger in their life, one, don't judge them. Don't shame them, even in your own mind. And at whatever point, I'm seeing like whatever point you can get your visualization of them, like, okay, so right now you have a definition of that person as being an angry person. Like when I think of so-and-so, I see him as angry. Well, that's kind of keeping him angry. That's kind of encouraging that energy to stay that energy. So when we surround them with a white light, we're helping to diffuse that anger energy. The next step would be around that white light is to take that love that you have inside of yourself and also put that around the person. And start to see that person as a person with the potential to be less angry, as a person with the potential to feel neutrality, and then see them as a person with the potential to feel love. So it's really difficult to jump from anger to love. So you work through anger, then feeling neutral, then actually feeling loving and happy. So what we think about people really does matter, and it really does influence the world. So just like we took that white light and put it around one angry person, we actually can visualize that white light around the whole world. Like let's just do everybody at once, right? Let's just make this happen. So our flower friend Narcissus is answering that question by saying, of course, the more you love yourself, the more you'll be able to use that abundance of love that you have brewing inside of you and actually direct it out into the world. Okay, so on the top, as we're talking about directing energy out into the world, we have Bougainvillea, which is a message of purification. That's actually what we are doing when we visualize energy out into the world. We're helping to purify. We're helping to purify the grid. We're helping to purify the collective consciousness. So what can you do to help? Put your good energy out there. What can we do to send peace to people who are living with lots of anger? Feel the feeling of peace inside of us, real time. Cultivate peace within, and then open up, put your arms out, close your eyes, and send that feeling out into the world. And we can do that collectively, just as a general practice for everyone. Or we can single people out. We can single people out and be like, you need it today. And then we can just give it out and yeah, focus on them. So that was a good question. I really enjoyed that, asking a specific question. A lot of times, in my life, I just have general questions, really, or I'm just open, what does the universe want me to know about today? But every once in a while, I do have a specific person I want to get feedback from. So, Kathy, do you have a question? And we can do that one, or I can pull you a general card. Thank you, Digital Bouquet, for giving us that prompt. That is so nice. I'll leave them out with the rose to kind of just remind us all. Yeah, remind us all to keep on sending our love out. And hold on, distraction. This is when I push pause and take a break. Yeah, just keep on sending our love out. And let's see if I have a little card for it. So my friend gave me a gift yesterday. And it was wrapped in this beautiful scrapbooking paper that had all these cool pictures on it. So here's one that I'm going to include today. Kindness is contagious. Kindness is contagious. I cut them out because they're in the shape of cards and seed packets. And I'll just use them every once in a while. But kindness is contagious. So seeds for your garden. What kind of seeds do we want to plant in the world? Kindness, love, peace, putting out the good vibes. Because certainly there's enough anger being promoted. Certainly there's a lot of fear being pushed right now. Kathy says, no, universe pick. Kathy's like, no, just let's leave it open. But yeah, if you're falling into fear right now, for whatever reason, even if it's just like everyone has the flu right now, that's a moment where instead of falling into fear like everybody else, you could instead take a moment to feel gratitude for the brilliance of our bodies, for the intelligence of our immune system, and send out good, healthy vibes into the world. Like as everyone is focused on illness, you can focus on strength, resilience, well-being. So with every moment, it's a choice what we want to focus on. Kathy, there's your cards. Card. There's coming up. There's your card. In every moment we have a choice. That's what abundance talked about Wednesday. Manifest more abundance. It was like in every moment you are either going to be focused on not having enough, or you're going to be focused on prosperity, right? You're going to be focused on feeling wealthy, or you're going to either be focused on feeling lack. Even the word wants to kill me when you say it. Lack. It doesn't even feel good to say. All right, Kathy, your card is Hyacinth. Your card is Hyacinth with irresistible attraction. So here is something that we can all remember in our Friday, in our weekend. We want things, we can make wishes for things. But the best way to get something new going on in our life is to just be the vibration of it, like the hyacinth, and offer this vibration of energy and just basically be irresistibly attractive to what we want. So if you've ever heard, who said it? Rumi said it. What you are seeking is seeking you. So it's like, what do you want, Kathy? Tonight's the full moon. I want you to make a wish. I want you to make a wish of something that you want. And then instead of going out looking for it or making it happen, just try to get yourself into that feeling place that you already have it, that it already feels good, and see if you can magnetize it, pull it to yourself. Just play with the universe. I feel like the universe's message to you is to play with it more and test it out and see what you can allow to happen. So think about what you want and then just be the flower, right? The hyacinth doesn't go out looking for the bee. It just blooms. It just adds beauty to the world. And then bzz, here comes the bee. It just brings it to it. And that's really what we want to be doing in our life. We really want to just attract. We want to attract the good stuff into our life. Instead of forcing it to happen, instead of making it happen, we want to attract it. Instead of calling your friends and be like, you haven't hung out with me forever, right? Instead of guilting people to be in your life, just be happy, be vibrant, be sweet, and people will want to be with you. So yeah, we have a big message from the bee, to be happy, and then people will want to be with you. So whether it's like our family, our kids, it's like you can like tell your kids like we need to do something together, but like instead of forcing your kids to hang out with you, it's like this is something I would do. Instead of forcing your kids to play a game with you, just be fun, be happy, and they will want to be with you. And that applies to everyone and everything. So I would definitely say have fun this weekend. Also on top and bottom, just to show you real quick, there was a lilac reversed and calla lily on the bottom. So how do you get to be what you want to be? You need to meditate. You need to quiet down. You need to hit your own little reset button. And you need to follow your intuition. Absolutely. There's a big message there from Lilac to follow your intuition. She has her eyes closed. She has a star lit up right on her third eye. And yeah, trust the messages that you are receiving. And in pairing that up with Calla Lily, she's saying be still and then you will receive. So I know this weekend too, I definitely have a message from Spirit to renew, reset, rejuvenate. I've had a little bit of a bellyache since Christmas. Right? Like I've had a little bit of a bellyache since Christmas, and it's just like really time for us to like get ourselves back on track. So we can take this weekend, digest all the great messages that we received, and play with the universe, have fun. That's a great way to encourage more love and joy in our life, like Rose said. And then, like we were just talking about, then shining our light and love out to people in anger. Well, the more good feelings we conjure within ourselves, then the more we have to offer and infuse in the world. So I love these cards that we've gotten collectively too. Like they're all really peaceful and calm, yet loving and fun and purifying. It's like a great combination. So anyways, thanks girls for letting me pull cards for you and being part of my podcast that's still going over here. So let's wrap up this last segment of the podcast. Maybe we'll do this on Fridays again. That would be fun. We could just pop out some quick questions. We'll end with a card from the Oracle of the Essences by Monica the Enchantress down in Australia. So I have really had fun connecting with a lot of the creators of these cards. So today we have Tess, we have Lisa, and Monica. I mean, these women who make these cards are goddesses, and I appreciate them so much for giving me these fun tools to play with. So maybe this weekend, if you guys have Oracle decks, do a reading for yourself. You could pull me a card. Pull me a card and put it in my DM. Hey, my DMs have really cleaned up after I made intentions to get the riffraff out. I gotta just shout out to the universe. Once we make intentions as Bougainvillea to purify our energy, our lives, our DMs, our inboxes, we really can clean up. And when I see my own life getting cleaned up, and being more peaceful and being more loving and just purifying to what I want, then it puts faith in me that if I can do that in my own little life with my energy, then I can help the world. I can help the collective. So if you want to help the world, if you want to help the collective, get your own life feeling as good as you can. And then, it will help. Every thought you think, every feeling you feel, does infuse outward. So let's end with an oracle of the essences. And then I'll end the live stream, and then I'll go over here and do the ending for Ho, for Herb Oracle. Here's our card. Ooh, this card has been with me. It's sandalwood. It is sandalwood with this amazing message of us expanding our spirituality, taking it up to that next level shit. And this also has a message about faith. Perfect, because we got a lot of messages on Tarot Tuesday Tarot to rely more on spirit. And the trees also said that to us too this week. Have more faith. Rely more on spirit. Rely more on yourself and that experience within. Have more faith in your ability to manifest. Invest in your spiritual journey. Ooh. So anyways, these are all messages that I receive when I look at this sandalwood card. There's the beautiful sandalwood flowers at the bottom. And then there's this naked guy. What's up? And he's got his arms out. He actually probably has a name because you see him everywhere. And he has all his different chakra light bodies. He's got, root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye, and crown. Colored, coded around him. These light beings. And sometimes that's fun. That's kind of fun to like look at your chakras, their energy centers, but sometimes it's helpful to me to look at them as like different versions of myself, right? So yeah, I have the root chakra, right? We got the root chakra, we got that energy, we have the things associated with it. When I'm doing healing work, just like there's this light body, like you can kind of envision yourself being your root chakra essence, and then when you're doing your healing work, you can kind of integrate that more in you because it's like another layer of you. Yeah, like if you overlaid all of these bodies one by one by one, it would be one complete whole being. So, that's just sometimes a fun way to look at it when I look at this card. So I can think about healing my root chakra being. I can think about healing my sacral chakra being and my solar plexus, which makes me think of this card right here, this self-love, right? Self-love is a big, big step on our spiritual journey, like huge, like so big. And it's getting better and better for me, and I hope it's getting better and better for you as well. Loving yourself more, feeling good, accepting who you are. If the whole world could start to love themselves and accept themselves, then that anger would just dissipate. We wouldn't have to pray for peace because peace would just be the default setting. But of course, that's not where we're at now. So we'll continue to do the work within ourselves, and not just for ourselves, but for the highest good of all, for the state of the world, for all of humanity. We want everyone to feel love. We want everyone to feel joy. We want everyone to feel peace. We want everyone to take stock, to invest in their spiritual journey and have faith in spirit, which is where our true security is. Absolutely. So the wise words are from John Wooden. What a fun name. John Wooden, who said, "Do not let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do." I'll repeat that. Do not let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. So yeah, digital bouquet, like as we look at the world and we're like, oh my God, the world is just completely effed off angry. What can I do? Like, right? Like we're just like, what can I even do? What can you do though? Start to feel empowered by what you can do, by what you can put out there. So Indian sandalwood is very precious and is considered a national treasure. The harvest of this beautiful oil is regulated for the species safety. So if you do have sandalwood, use it like with so much reverence and respect. Some people might not want to buy sandalwood just for the sake that, like, you know, it's over harvested. So I would say like vetiver is something kind of close that, you know, you might like to use. Sandalwood is a very deep and spiritual oil, and it really is. It's up there with myrrh and patchouli. Yeah, those are my favorites. It is used by many religions to worship gods, pray, or enhance meditation. Sandalwood is connected to the crown chakra. Very, very cool. Very cool. There's been a lot of work in the crown lately. I took a bath last night and then I went to sleep with wet hair. So I woke up like looking like I should have a crown on today. I got queen hair today. Wow. It's connected to the crown chakra. It is the oil that reminds you that we are never alone. And there are higher forces here to help us in the journey of life. And that's been the message all week. Connect with spirit, rely on spirit, ask spirit for help. You need to ask and ask often. And I had a conversation last night with spirit and I was like, I will keep asking, but you guys know. You know that you have permission all day, every day to be up in my business. I dedicate my life to spirit. Okay? Spirit knows it's allowed to use me. But yet, we still live in this reality that has free will, and you have to ask and ask often. So I ask for guidance. I ask for strength. I ask for clear energy. I ask for intuition. I ask for resilience to stay on my spiritual path. So, when the sandalwood personality is in the negative state, the individual might feel a loss of direction in life. Oh, and that's what my friend Sherry was kind of tapping into yesterday. Like, she brought me this gift to be sweet, okay? But she also needed a friend too. Do you know what I mean? Like, when she shows up, I know that we need each other. And, you know, so I'm going to take a moment right now and wish her and everyone spiritual direction and purpose and purpose in their life. And let your purpose be your spiritual journey. So forgetting what is important and focusing on all the problems of the world is what happens when sandalwood is in the negative state. So that's okay, because sandalwood can feel positive, and then everything's going to look bright and happy, and a sense of trust reflects from the inside out. So the older we get, the more likely we are to resonate with the sandalwood personality. The more we get stuck in our old ways, the heavier our worries seem. So if this full moon is bringing up the heaviness of the world, really go within. Really take time to meditate. Really take time to just completely quiet your mind so that spirit can come in with your permission to reset you, get you reset. The good news is that the older the sandalwood tree is, the more oil can be yielded. So as we become more wise, the more able we are to control these feelings. Yeah, the older we get, we just get so good. We are just getting amazing the older that we get. We get more patience, we get more tolerance, we have more control over ourselves, and then we literally have more to give, right? The older we get, the more we master our emotions, the more love we are able to cultivate, the more kindness and joy we are able to summon within you, the more we are able to give out to the world. Kindness is contagious, right? The more good vibes we put in there, we become irresistible to everybody because we feel good. They want to feel good. They feel good when they're around us. And then all of a sudden we all just feeling so good. We're just all feeling so good. And then we remember who we are. We remember what our true purpose is. And our true purpose is our spiritual journey. So the colors in this card represent all the aspects that make up our soul. The guardians represent the divine help that is always with us. Spirituality is part of who we are, as natural as our naked body. It is up to you to accept this reality. And I'm laughing because at the beginning of this podcast, I said the full moon was making me want to get naked. So sometimes it makes me feel like that. Sometimes I'm just really happy. Sometimes I'm tired and depressed. I never know what the full moon is going to do to me, but it's always interesting. That is for sure. So yeah, just as natural as, what did it say? Your naked body is. Just as natural as your naked body is. Hey, good morning. Your spirituality is natural and it's who you are. So if you have lost faith in the divine, if you have forgotten to connect with your guides and spirit, sandalwood is reminding you to trust the process. Sandalwood here is to hold your hand and remind you that all those guides, all those colorful guides around you that are within you, that basically are you, they are here to hold your hand. If you have lost your inspiration, then ask for divine assistance. And that's what basically Calla Lily is doing here as well. She's asking, right? She is asking for assistance from the divine, and she is being still enough to receive it. So we're going to end right now with an affirmation. I am connected to the divine. I am one with all, and it is easy for me to see the truth. So take a deep breath. I am connected to the divine. I am one with all, and it is easy for me to see the truth. So really feel it in your heart of hearts and say it one more time. I am connected to the divine. I am one with all. And it is easy for me to see the truth. And then I push stop over here and upload that segment. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I hope that recorded okay, because I get really loud whenever I'm live streaming instead of podcasting. So I'm going to title it Live Me. No, it's not Live Me. Where am I at? Instagram. So you guys have a great day. Was this fun or not? Instagram Live. I'll just put that. That was a long segment. That was a really long segment. But thank you so much for hanging out. Maybe this is what I need on Fridays. So I was looking at my schedule. I was like, holy shit, like Monday's super structured with diving into the herb of the week. Tuesday's tarot, right? Tarot. Wednesday was also pretty intense with manifesting more abundance. It was lengthy. The trees yesterday were way more intense than I expected them to be. Holy moly. So I thought, girl, it's Friday. You either one, don't fucking do the podcast because you just did too much, or two, make it really fun, right? Do something different. So I think for Friday podcast, I'll just do like the first segment, blah, blah, blah. And then for the second part, maybe I'll just come over here and pull cards. You know, if people don't like it, they don't have to listen. So anyways, on that note, have a really great day. Thanks for commenting in the chat. I guess next week, if I know I'm going to do this, I will pre-announce it. I guess that would be a smart thing to do. But this was just something that I thought of while I was on the toilet. And I just went with it, literally. So anyways, you guys have a great weekend. So much love to you. And thanks for listening. I appreciate you so much. This is my favorite picture that was on the gift wrap, the scrap paper gift wrap. This was my favorite one. Thank you very much. I just love, of course, the black and the green and the white. It's like, can I get those colors on a t-shirt or something? All right, thanks so much. So much love to you, and I'll literally see you again next week if you want, if it works out. It worked out today. Yeah. You just got to go with the flow. I have a new friend in my life, and he has been reminding me to just put one foot in front of the other and step into that next new adventure. So, all right, let's do it. Thank you. So much love to you. So much love to you guys. Thank you so much. Bye. You're welcome, Kathy. I love you.